November the 2nd, 2019. It's the day after the team relay event for the Steel Timber Sports Series World Championships. And I had a lot of observations from watching parts of the live stream. I didn't watch all of it. Of course, everyone knows Australia won and New Zealand was second, the United States was third, and the Polish team was fourth. But other than that, these are some of the observations that I had from the Timber Sports Worlds. First, great production. As always, they do a fantastic job of doing that. They sent Dave Jewett over to do the live commentary, which was a smart move, as Dave is a very good live announcer. He also knows everything about the sport, and he's well spoken. The wood that I've noticed wasn't as soft as it has been in the past. It took a lot more hits to cut those logs than it did in the years past. The quickest cut I saw by anyone on a standing block, I think, was Mitch Argent in the finals when he cut it in 6 and 8, which is 14 hits, but it was a good smooth cut. But most of the top guys, it took 16 hits to cut those logs, both the underhands and the standings. Some put them in faster than others, and that just happens to be the key of it. But the one thing that I noticed in the chopping events was that it was taking there was a lot of poor presentation by a lot of the axemen. And by poor presentation, that means that they're presenting the full face of the axe instead of a little bit of a heel and letting the axe roll over naturally. But that comes with experience. Another thing I noticed from the single bucks, that the best cut I saw was probably Bobby Dowling's 13-stroke effort in one of the races, where that would have put it at about 10 seconds for his stroke speed. Jason Lentz was consistently 14, but he kept on hanging almost every race but one. Marcel Dupuis was 17 strokes in one race. I think his best cut would have been 16. I don't know if that has to do with he was heeling every stroke, or if the saw itself was not cutting that well. But the observations from those sort of things is that the team relay still comes down to a chopping race. Your best single bucker was 13 strokes, Bobby Dowling, and Marcel probably would have been right with some of the Euro teams, but I saw a couple of the Euro teams cut it in 14. The kid from Poland cut it in 14 strokes. Stroke speed would have put him right at 11 seconds. But the reality is, in the single buck, you're only going to get at most a second, at best two in that race. And the chopping is where it's won and lost. And so need to make sure that the axemen have the best gear possible to perform in that wood. You know, that poplar over there is a bit odd in as much as that it's soft, okay? Don't get me wrong, it's soft. And you can get away with being sloppy. You know, look at Michael Dubwicki's one standing block. He's the Polish standing block cutter and the Polish champion. And, you know, he opened up about probably 6 inches in the back of that foot standing, and he still got it off. He cut it in 8 and I think 12. You know, he's strong. He's wicked strong. And so that's the only reason and rationale that he got it off. He doesn't put the axe on the wood very well, but if he ever figures that out, you know, guys, watch out. He's going to be a terror. And so, just lots of observations. Today, I'm hoping Hunter Smitley meets me, and we'll tear into a bunch of standing blocks, single bucks, and underhands. Keep on fooling with getting up there on the damn springboard. I'm such a pussy, but we'll see what happens. My body weight is still fluctuating, you know, in the mid 270s, and so I'm hoping to get this, you know, 25 pounds off of me before I go to Sydney. And then going to be cutting softwood again, dry softwood, so it's going to be a lot of hits and fun. So I'm working on the same things, straight arms with proper presentation. This is my winter of perfection, so I've gotten to a point in my career to where I can no longer crash and bash. I have to actually put the perfect cuts in order to be competitive, and so perfection it comes. You know, the hits and the angles and the scarfs and all that stuff's going to look good, and I'm hoping that I can get some fire back as I trim down. So that's what my goal is. Here we go. Forgot to add, it was a pretty hairy week for me. I ended up having a PRP injection in my left knee on Tuesday. Wow, that stuff's amazing. I've been having some arthritis from a meniscus removal that I had 10 years ago, and I had the injection, and then took a light day on Wednesday, and then a moderate day on Thursday, and a full impact on Friday. But it's amazing. That stuff, it works really good for knees. And then on Wednesday, I had a precancerous mole cut out of my abdomen, right on top of my alien, or my power belly. And so right now I'm recovering from that PRP shot, which caused it to be sore for a good 48 hours. But I didn't miss any sessions. I kept on plowing. Did an upper body session on Wednesday morning, and then did light cardio on Thursday, and then followed up by more extensive, an hour-long fasted cardio, max incline on Friday, followed by all the med ball plyo movements, with the exception of box jumps, because I'm going to wait till next week to resume those. But it's fun. Good.
Looking at that.
It's all right.
What day?
Faster. All right. Take less off. That was probably your best cut. Hey, Gary. Good. Beautiful. Nice. Good. Good. Reach out. That's it. Good. Oh, baby. I'm making matchsticks now.
Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Good. Perfect slug.